Wow, look at that. There's some blueberries there, guys. I'm going to do a vlog today about PayMaya VoinPH and GCash. But I thought I'd show you this. This is blueberries, and they are 900 peso. And then we got some strawberries here. Look at that. They look very, very nice, don't they? 500 gram strawberries. And what do you think? The price is and then we've got some plums and yellow plums. They're rock hard. Okay, 1,500. We got some melon here. Annie likes this melon, but she didn't like it because it's 1,700 peso, and this one is 1,700 peso. Well, then what can you say? How much is that?
1.3 for different brand.
Oh,
this is Korean.
There's Korean strawberries.
That's 1.3.
1.3.
This one, I don't know what kind this one is. Which this one?
So this is Filipino strawberries,
Filipino.
and they're 2,000, and Korean strawberries are 1,300.
It's small. This one is bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger.
So Annie is looking at all the prices now, and she's become a real accountant. Okay.
She's to eat, and then it's really nice, and then I realize I'm eating my whole day bowl for one food.
There we go. So it's quiet here. We're doing some shopping. I went and did some shopping last week, and I spent 4,000. I'm back out today on a Monday, and the shelves are empty. We're going to get some bananas. We've got some noodles. Prices, I'm not going to turn around and say it to you guys. Yeah, it is Guyabana. Local, it's expensive. Last 2 weeks ago, it was 38 peso for an avocado.
It's a Korean avocado. It's a decent avocado.
How much is it?
305.
How much?
305 pesos.
305 for 500 grams.
So that's like 710 for one kilo.
Yeah. So there we go. So avocados were 38 peso each. Now for half a kilo.
This one is cheaper.
Yeah, maybe this one over here is cheaper. That's what we're doing.
71 peso.
Oh, there we go. We're getting the 71 peso.
300.
What did it start at? It started at 38. It's now at 71. Over here, these ones from Korea are 300 peso. So, I don't know. What's the world coming to? It's all the price of diesel, I suppose. But anyway, this is a shock treatment for Annie today, because Annie, like most Filipinas, just wants to turn up, eat, and not worry about how it's going to be paid. No, we're not doing any meringue, darling, and we're not doing any durian. It's stinky. Go on then, find the avocados. Right, I'm going for a cup of coffee in a minute. So I'll let you know how much our water, our milk, and how much this cost. When I first come here in 2018, it used to be about 4,500 for a whole basket. Now it's about 4,500 for a quarter of a basket. They must be wasting more food than they're actually selling, because people can't afford it. But anyway, welcome to Monday in Davao City. Okay, so I did my little bit of shopping. 3 bags, 2 large water. It came to 3,800 pesos. 3,800. What can I say? The bunko. Here we go. Lemonade. Okay lang. Salamat ma'am. No sugar. Sin azúcar. So we're at French bakery. Right. So what I was saying is that that little pink thing that's coming around the corner is Annie, with her sense of humour. Okay, so PayMaya VoinPH and GCash. What are they? Well, a few years ago, maybe 10 now, in the Philippines, mobile phones were taking off, and people in the Philippines were struggling to pay bills, and PayMaya, which is owned by PLDT, came up with this internet banking on your mobile. You didn't need an internet account. You needed a mobile telephone number, and you need to do face recognition or a password to get in. And you could load your mobile phone with cash up to 8, 9, 10,000 pesos. And you could use that to pay for things in the shop and food and stuff like that. Now, that was PLDT. But people who didn't want to do PLDT could turn around and sign up for VoinPH. Now, VoinPH works with any mobile company. PLDT, Globe, Convo, Vico, and all you did was download the app, put in your mobile number, do your facial recognition, let's set you up an account, and you load. Now, you couldn't get credit, and you couldn't do things like a mortgage or anything like that, but you could pay your bills. And then 3 or 4 years later, along come Globe. They could see the benefit of this, so they turned around and they introduced a thing called GCash. Within a couple of years, GCash had maybe 1.2 million subscribers, and within that subscribing basis, as of today, they've got 80 million people signed up to GCash, with 120 million transactions per day in the Philippines. Now, you don't need a bank account, you don't need ID, you don't need a passport, and you can live anywhere. You get a Globe mobile phone, as long as it's a smartphone, you can do your facial recognition. One of those little dinky phones, no good. You need to have a little circle, put your face in, take a picture. And Globe has outperformed VoinPH, outperformed PayMaya. And the thing is, banks do not like it. They do not like it. And the reason behind they do not like it is that millions of people don't have to go to the bank. Millions of people don't have to open a bank account, because all you need is your mobile phone, which will be Globe, and you just need an address, and they will turn around and give you a telephone number, and then you just buy loads from sari stores, supermarkets, convenience stores. It's that popular. Now, wherever I go now in Davao, I see these QR codes with GCash. I don't see them with PayMaya, and I don't see them with VoinPH. So GCash, which is Globe Cash, is a mobile phone operator that is actually bypassing the digital recognition that the Western world, like Apple Pay, Google Pay, because you have all that gobbledygook you've got to fill out. So here in the Philippines, it's a way of life, and it's a cultural way of life now. Everybody has a GCash account. I don't, so I'm not everybody, but Annie does. Annie uses a GCash account far more than she uses a bank account or her other bank account, because it is so convenient. Annie can turn around and send her loaded phone. If you go into a store. There's these little white machines. You turn around, you put in your GCash account and your telephone number, you feed in your 1,000 pesos, and it will load your telephone with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 pesos. Now the downside of it is that you can only use it up to 8,000 pesos free in 1 month. After that, you get charged a percentage. When it first came out, it was always free. You didn't pay for anything. Now, if you go above 8,000 peso a month in transactions, you turn around and pay 1 or 2%. If you want to load and store on your GCash, then you pay a percentage. Okay. Now, if Annie's friends phone her up and say, Annie, can you send me some load? Annie will turn around and send money between her Globe account and somebody else's Globe account, and it's free. If you send it from Globe to VoinPH, there's a charge. If you send it to PLDT, which is PayMaya, there's a charge, and vice versa. So gradually, the people that are living in the Philippines that can't afford a bank account, live in the provinces and don't have access to a bank, have internet banking. Yeah, they have internet banking. That's better than what you get in the Western world, and what you get in America. Yeah, they have these things in the Western, like Europe and the UK and America and Canada, but the requirements are very strict. Here in the Philippines, they're very lax, and people take full advantage to it and of it. Now, the reason I'm doing this today is I've got some friends that have asked me about banking in the Philippines, and I've turned around and I said to them, I said, don't do banking. Leave your money where you live, in the country you're living in. Send the money to Western Union. Go down to Western Union and ask them to put the money onto your Globe account. Load your phone with $1,000 worth of load, and then over the month you use that money on your Globe to pay through GCash for your electric, your petrol, your purchases, your food, your clothes, your sari. Yeah, and even you can pay your rent and hotel or accommodation, because everybody's doing it. Now, the thing for me is they've introduced charging, and I think it's 15 peso if you're over 8,000 to pay a bill, so 15 peso. So Globe are starting to bring in these little charges, and these little charges, because there is so many people doing the transactions. Remember what I said, it's at the beginning of this year there was 80 million people subscribed to GCash. I don't know how many people were subscribed to VoinPH. There are 21 million signed up for PayMaya. So GCash is the #1 seller, because they are offering a lot more on your GCash on payment terms. Virtually every sari now will take GCash. Every petrol station will take GCash. Every supermarket takes GCash. All the stores here today in this mall take GCash. I don't see any signs for PayMaya or VoinPH. GCash is it. It's a blue sign with a QR code with G and cash written next to it. Now, people turn around and say to me sometimes, what's my name? And I turn around and say, my name is G. And they go, G, and I say, yeah, G. They go, J, and I say, no, G. GCash, but no cash. Once they understand that my name is G, they then turn around and they can talk to me openly and honestly about what they're turning around and doing. But it's going to get bigger. I don't know whether people that have GCash accounts as OFWs in Dubai, Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Japan can have their money paid in to their GCash account outside the Philippines, and then electronically transfer it to the Philippines, because if they do that, that will be the end of currency conversion in the Philippines, because people who earn the money load their phone, transfer whatever money they want out of their GCash Filipino phone in those overseas countries, pay the data fee, and the money will land in that person's GCash account without bank charges or transfer fees or currency conversion or Google Cash. There won't be any of that $5, $10, $20. It will just be automatically electronically sent phone to phone. I think that's something that needs to be looked into, and I mean seriously looked into. When I go back to the UK, I'm going to set up GCash on my phone, and then I'm going to see if I can send money to Annie, GCash and GCash from the UK to here, to see if it works. Then I won't be paying banks for their handling fees. But hey ho, so that's PayMaya, VoinPH and GCash. And GCash has exploded over the last 2 years in the Philippines. Absolutely exploded.